separating your business from a hobby. So let's say you want to start selling shea butter, for example. Now you stumbled on something, you've sold one tub, you've sold the second one, third one, and you can see that people are demanding it. Immediately go and register your business, no matter how, whatever kind of, even if it's a business name, just have something formal so that when you're communicating with your customers, you are professional.
Don't give excuses. Don't show up with excuses. That's something I hate. So you show up and you have an excuse. Just do what you need to do, and that will separate you from the crowd.
Hello, Amma and Kike. How are you guys doing today?
Very well, thank you.
How are
You guys
you?
look so beautiful.
Thanks
I'm
for having
good.
us.
I'm good. You look really, really fabulous.
Thank you.
And your office space is a very, very functional one. Actually, it's a very functional one.
That's why it's functional.
Right. Okay, so diving straight into the conversation for today, because we have quite a lot of things to talk about, trust me. I know this entrepreneurial race, many people got into it somewhere along the line. Life happened, or as people would say, Nigeria happened. Imagine you went to school and you probably read biochemistry or something. I don't see why you're selling shoes and bags. But Nigeria must have happened. Or some people just maybe had the flair for entrepreneurship. So for you guys, was it from the beginning that you just knew you wanted to be entrepreneurs? Or somewhere along the line in your career path, you decided to be entrepreneurs?
Okay, thank you for that question, Dami. My name is Kike Lomofola Ogunia, co-founder at Cargoplug, formerly Giant Giddy. So for me, I've always been an entrepreneur, but always on the side. I never thought I'll become a full-time business owner. I always thought you would do your 9 to 5 and then have something you're still doing on the side. I've always had something on the side. From when I was in uni in the UK, I would always still sell something on the side. I was always interested in business, but then full-time, no. But I'm glad that, the journey took me this way.
Okay, I'll come back to you. So I'd like to hear Amma's story.
No, I didn't have an entrepreneurial bone in me. I couldn't sell to save my life. But I think it just happened. I'm actually a chemical engineer by profession.
Nice.
And I actually worked as a chemical engineer for about 3-4 years before going into logistics. It was just based on a need. A need that, we schooled in the UK, we struggled with shipping things to the country, and we couldn't understand why it was so difficult to bring things into Nigeria. So we decided to solve the problem, and then it just so happened that turned out to be a business that has been around for the past decade.
Right, so it's safe to say that this passion was better from a difficulty.
Yes.
Interesting.
Exactly, a problem that we both face.
Yeah, interesting, because I think that's how most entrepreneurs actually get to start. Apart from those that wanted to be entrepreneurs from the beginning of their lives, some people just, okay, why is this a problem? Okay, I can help it then. Let's start it. So when did you find out that it was logistics you wanted to do? Okay, I think that question has even already been answered. Well, okay, fair point. So you were just so sure that it was logistics you wanted to go ahead to do. There was no other thing you were maybe piqued interest in,
If we throw back to the beginning, we started the delivery service, but then we're also selling things. We're doing side hustle to the side hustle. We're working in paid employment, so we're 9 to 5.
Right.
I'm a lawyer, I'm as an engineer. So we're working in an oil service company. And when we started Giant Giddy then, 2013, we didn't know, we're like, before the business kicks off, let's at least start doing something. So we started selling jewelry. We would have nice fancy necklaces for sale. People were rushing us. We even got slippers. We're selling like,
hot girls.
do you understand? Beaded, sparkly slippers that you can wear to weddings. Where you want to change from heels to your flats.
Yeah.
And just things you could wear knockabout slippers, but they were dressy. So we started doing those to supplement the income from the delivery services until delivery now kicked off and we left the necklaces aside.
So it was basically because you didn't have time. That was why you left other businesses and just focused on your logistics. Yes.
No, we were doing it side by side because it was on the same Instagram page. We were marketing the necklaces and slippers that were marketing the logistics service.
Personally, even in terms of logistics, I think logistics was just because it took off. So part of what happened was when the oil service company pulled out of Nigeria, we were now left with, it was either we were going to find jobs in other companies, or we were going to run this business ourselves. Our husbands gave us that because we had just gotten married that year.
Oh, wow.
Both of us got married in the same year, 2013.
Wow.
And obviously for them, it was a lot of pressure on them. Now one person is now not working, So they told us, you know what, do this for a year. If you guys can pull it off in a year, you can go ahead and do this full time. If not, please go and get jobs. So it kind of just happened that we just continued going and growing.
Okay, so what informed the change of name? Because I'm aware that you changed from Jant to Giddy. Now, Cargoplug. So what informed the change of name?
So just to show you how short-sighted we were, we started off using the name Jan Tikidi because we were shipping from the UK to Nigeria, right? We never envisioned that we would even go past the UK to the US and do local deliveries. So as time went on, we found out that we were limiting ourselves. A lot of people would not call us, or even friends that were close to us had no idea we could bring things in from other countries or even do local deliveries for their businesses.
Right.
So we decided at some point, in fact, it's something that we have been battling with for the past couple of years. I think about 8 years into the business, 2 years into the business, we knew the name had to be changed, but we were also very sentimental about the name, and we had already grown the brand, so to say. So we knew we had to change it and let people know that, look, we are bigger than what this name is. We're bigger than Jant Kitty. We actually plug you in to moving cargo from whatever country, and we provide shipping APIs as well. So the business had just evolved. We had become a bigger
Beast.
business. Yes, right. We had grown into a beast from the little insects.
Yeah. So how was it easy? Because I know that changing names are not so easy, because you've already built your clientele. You know, how do you start telling people that, oh, we are no more this, we are now this? Imagine a customer that was probably not online, and then you already changed the name, and then you're like, where are these people? Where are these people?
Yeah.
So how were you able to manage that challenge, or was it never challenging?
That was one of the fears, and I think that's one of the things that hindered us from actually changing the name early on. But then we're grateful for our PR team. We have a PR team, SME Solutions, and they came up with the entire SME Solutions and Tomorrow Labs.
Yeah.
SME Solutions came up with the strategy on how to host the unveiling party that coincided with our 10th year anniversary.
Yeah.
While Tomorrow Labs was instrumental in providing our logo, messaging, brand identity, basically. So those two organizations really helped us get word out there. So how to sell the brand story, how to tell, give the reasons why. We knew we needed to change, but how do we communicate that to our users? And then even our tech team, our internal tech team, were super fantastic at ensuring that change happened at the right time. So we changed our website, and we're currently redirecting the Jantigidi website to Cargoplug. So even if someone isn't online and they missed out on the rebrand, once they enter www.jantigidi.com,
it just redirects them. Oh, fantastic. I think that's brilliant.
Then on the Cargoplug website, there's a banner that explains Jantigidi is now Cargoplug. And then it says learn more. So it tells you why, it tells you the brand story as to why we had to evolve into Cargoplug. So I think there's transparency and clarity in that regard.
That's actually very brilliant. Good.
Thank you.
All right. So what exactly is crucial for you in business? I mean, we know that the sole purpose of business really is to make profits. But then there's also the space for customer experience, how well you're actually meeting your customers' expectation. So again, what is crucial for you in business?
Customer experience, the customer having a fantastic experience each time, every time. The fact that you meet people and they've heard about your brand or they associate, they're the ones putting food on our tables here. Absolutely. So the fact that you meet them and they're happy and they're excited. In fact, one of the reasons why we partnered with Providus Bank for our event was because we had serviced the customer. I think one of our customers, the CFO and his wife have been customers of ours since 2014.
Wow.
And we had no idea. So when we were looking for a venue, he wasn't. Yes, he had just moved back from the UK.
And you guys had no idea?
We had no idea who they were.
Wow.
So this is just based on her using us. And then I posted on Instagram one day, we were looking for a venue. And she said, why don't you ask Providus Bank? My husband is, there. Why don't you reach out? And that's just to show you what having a relationship with a customer that has had a good experience with you can bring. So that's fantastic. Also, with regards to employees, watching them grow. So we have staff that have been here for a while. In fact, the guy doing the behind the scenes has been with us since 2017
Wow,
or 2016,
Yay.
and he came from a bank, and he was like a novice when he came here, but now he's the head of the team. He's
Wow.
imports department. So just watching that growth as well is, super important. It brings joy to us run as business owners.
Fantastic. All right. So, I'm sure that we're all aware that there are a lot of logistics businesses around the corner. Some doing fantastic well, to be very
of
fair.
course.
Yeah.
But what differentiates Cargoplug from all other delivery businesses, rather logistic businesses?
Some of the differentiating factors are around a number of things that Amma has said. So, first of all, we have that proven track record of 9 years, 10 years now. And the experience we've garnered, our network is wide. But coming down to what the customer cares about is, as she said, experience. So the customer service that they get is tried and tested by third parties that have reviewed several delivery companies, and Cargoplug was one of those that came up tops. So being able to give customers transparent pricing. So if you use us from, say, the US, for example, we dispatch every Friday. It takes 7 working days. And you know exactly what you're paying when your goods are in transit. It doesn't come into Nigeria and we charge you anything extra. So there are no surprise fees. It's transparent. Another differentiating factor, of course, would be security. So when your goods are coming into the country, you know that everything is fully covered by insurance. So if by any chance, by any shadow of doubt, anything goes wrong with the shipment, you have your goods 100% covered by a reputable insurance company. In addition to that, we also have short delivery timelines. So, for example, UK today, Lagos tomorrow, literally, we have a 24-hour service from the UK to Nigeria.
That's really beautiful.
So that really helps business owners who maybe have left things to the last minute, or somebody has disappointed them last minute, or they need to bring in.
I know some people that are always complaining about, my goods are taking forever to get to Nigeria and stuff like that.
While there are challenges, we won't run away from the challenges. There are challenges that can cause delays in delivery of goods, and we do face those challenges. That's the reality of doing business anywhere in the world. We do face those challenges of delays. But when those issues happen, how do you manage the customer? Those are the key things. Our team already knows. Once you know that there's a delay, any notification of a delay, we notify our customers, because at the end of the day, you can't promise the customer to deliver when there's something that's preventing that from happening. That's just logistics. Unforeseen circumstances happen. So whether it's from the airline or it's from the agents or whatever it is going on at the airport, we have to just communicate with the customers and ensure that all hands are on deck to cut the delay time to as short as possible.
All right. In today's dynamic global economy, small and medium enterprises stand as unsung hero, playing a pivotal role in driving economic growth, fostering innovation, and creating employment opportunities for millions. Now, according to the World Bank, 600 million jobs will be needed by 2030 to absorb the growing workforce. And believe me when I tell you that the SMEs will be the major employer. My name is Oluwadamilola Ibituri, and I'm on a mission to uncover and reveal the stories of incredible entrepreneurs who are changing the game in the business world. I'll be sitting down with passionate and innovative business leaders as they share their journeys, challenges, futuristic plans, and successes. SME Chat, spotlighting inspiring entrepreneurs, one episode at a time. Welcome back. You're still watching SME Chat with Cargoplug. All right, Amma and Kike. All right. So you were speaking on some challenges earlier. I would like to know, what exactly are the challenges and the successes of your business so far in the last 10 years? Some of the challenges that you've encountered, maybe how you've been able to, maneuver, and some of the businesses. How also do you measure success in your business?
Challenges are many.
Absolutely.
You can imagine, even a business of 1 year has faced 1,000,001 challenges, let alone a business that's 10 years old. So one of the first challenges would be funding. We basically started the business with our savings, with bootstrapping, and we literally bootstrapped from 2013 till 2021.
Wow.
When we raised a family and friends round. And during the course of our journey, we were able to benefit from loans like from Lagos State through the LSCTF platform. So we were able to get a loan of 5 million naira, which came in so handy for our business.
Wow.
Just getting that lump sum really helped the business and helps us develop certain aspects of our business and also hire more hands, which is really the primary goal behind LSCTF. So funding was a huge challenge. So how we surmounted that was just putting an ear out for opportunities like the LSCTF. Currently, we know that there's another opportunity for individuals or businesses with Providus Bank through the launch of Regal. So things like that, just knowing what's happening, and that shows the importance of being in a network where people share ideas, share opportunities that you can benefit from. Another source of challenge was regulation. So when you have your bikes on the road and there's all kinds of people harassing the riders on the road, whether for just cause or for just being a menace, those kinds of things have impacts on the service we're able to offer to our customers. So what we do is we offer a same-day delivery service. So you can imagine that once a rider is delayed for whatever reason, even in some cases he already has the documentation, but your overzealous regulators on the road just delay the riders and prevent them from going anywhere, whether with the packages, with the bike and the rider. They arrest all three of them at the same time. So that causes like a 2-hour, 3-hour delay, and you can't fulfill your promise to the customers. You can't even transload, maybe send another bike to get the goods. They've seized everything. So regulators, foreign exchange, people are buying overseas, and you can imagine that
foreign exchange has been like the major issue with businesses recently.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
So we've kind of been through a lot as a business, and even the issues we have right now. Cargoplug is right in the middle of everything, from devaluation of the currency to fuel issues. In fact, recently, we've even had to shut down our local bike delivery service due to continuous challenges, because the costs were just not making sense with the income that was coming into that particular department. So we've re-strategized around that, and it was a part of the business we've had since 2015. And you imagine X number of years later, you had to shut it down because of certain challenges. So in that case, we weren't able to pull out of it. We tried for a while, we couldn't pull out of it, and we've had to give up that part of the business. What other challenges? Even educating customers, because logistics is not something that everybody understands. You know that you're moving a package from point A to point B, but there's a lot that goes into moving that package from point A to point B. You need to understand the differences between pounds and kg. Pounds is what people in the US use. Kg is what we use in the UK and in Nigeria. You need to understand why a package is 2 kg on the scale, but it's 10 kg that we have to bill you because of the difference between volume and actual weight. So educating customers along those lines, and even getting customers to sign up for insurance. You're bringing in a high value item, and we tell you that we've capped our own cover to a certain amount, and you're bringing in a Rolex, for example. Explaining to the customer the need to take out insurance is also a bit of a challenge. But then, for people that are bringing in people of a certain demographic, they understand it. But in other cases, you're literally battling between the blood of Jesus and insurance, because everybody believes that nothing is going to go wrong, but we know that things do go wrong. So those are just a few, in fact, surface of some of the challenges that we face.
So how have you been able to measure your successes so far in this business?
Some of the things Amma said earlier about returning customers and your, what's the word? I think even the staying power or the brand establishments that we've had. So one of the things that Amma talked about earlier was the fact that I was somewhere on Saturday, and then someone said, "Oh, what do you do?" I just said, "Oh, I didn't mention the branding." I said, "Oh, I'm into logistics, imports, exports," and I was still going. And he's like, "Oh, you mean like Jan Gidi?" I was like,
"Wow,
wait, what?"
I'm sure that point you're feeling so fly.
I was in fact, and we're by the water side. It's like I should just jump inside and walk on water. I was literally walking on water at that point. So things like that help us measure success in terms of how far the name has gone. But then when it comes to, because at the end of the day, success is about money in a business.
True.
So, knowing that we're growing month on month, knowing that our numbers are not where they used to be this time last year, and being able to track those numbers, because we have a team, a firm of finance consultants, SDI Consulting, who does an amazing job. They've been with us since day one, literally, tracking our numbers, gathering our data, and helping us path the way forward and make proper, well thought out business decisions. So that's how we're able to measure success, looking at our past, present, and then, pathing the way forward to where we're going as a business.
Fantastic.
With regards to success,
Go ahead.
I think another thing is also the recognition from like international, the international world. So CNN, for example, were featured on CNN last year in September as part of the women behind the tech boom. So that as well kind of gave us validation. We had always seen that show. I think we saw it in 2015, and we had always wondered, oh my God, when would these guys, look at these two small women in Nigeria just running a logistics business. So that for us, it gave us validation that we were actually doing something that was making a difference, and also a few awards here and there from other businesses as well, or other companies as well. That has also helped us measure.
Yeah, that's actually very, very, very good, because most logistics business now in Nigeria, they're centered around doing, I think I was asking you earlier if you were doing B2C or B2B. Yeah, most logistics business in Nigeria are just centered around, sending something from point A in Lagos to another point A in point B rather in Lagos, or they are trying to partner with restaurants, what other, not to mention names, but what other businesses do, try to partner with restaurants so you can order online and stuff. But the fact that your niche just bringing in goods from, it's either sending it from Nigeria to the abroad or bringing it in. That's really fantastic. Not many people do it rather. And I think that you guys have a very, very very, very accommodating price, because that was why I was trying to check the other time to actually get a full knowledge of the business, how does it really work. But then, can you walk me through your customer journey? How do you, in a very saturated industry, so to speak, how do you get your own customers to actually trust you and stay with you?
To trust us, I think one of the major things has to be social media. So that's basically our major marketing area, right? Kike has handled social media from inception till date. And one of the things is just little things like behind the scenes, showing them how their packages are coming in. They are, the person feels like a part of the business. Now, I've never really understood it because I'm not a social media guru, person. But when people come or people make a statement like, I saw that day when you were packing that person's shipment, and when people make statements like that, you're like, oh, so you're watching. Do you get? So people are watching. People feel like they're part of the business. They can relate with you. So things like that, I think, help give that trust. Also, just being as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
Integrity is huge in our business because you're moving people's things around, and you don't want to hear stories. They don't want to hear stories. You don't want to be telling anybody any stories. So making sure that everything that comes in, nothing is touched at any point that is not ours. If something comes in for a customer, as it's received, the same way it's received is the way we would send it out to the customer, unless you say, oh, can you help us consolidate the shipment, just to make sure the person is at rest and the person trusts us. So also with regards to having return customers, I guess it's the experience. It's the way you make the person feel. Somebody's going to come back if they felt comfortable with how you handled their transaction, if they felt like, they were a part of your business, or they felt like you cared about them. So we always try and do that in business. People that have used us for years, we have customers that have been here since day. In fact, we have customers that we call our co-founders because they've been here since we started.
Right.
They started as individuals and have started running businesses and are still using us. So we make them, when there's an event, you invite them, you make them feel like, part of the family as well.
That's actually very beautiful, because I know that in business, one of the ways to get a customer to return is to make the person a part of the business. Make the person feel seen. It's just like when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like when you're in a relationship. I mean, you want your man to feel like, you want to feel like your man sees you, he cares about you, is involving you in everything. So I think truly it really works in business. So, I know that most entrepreneurs, unlike regular 9 to 5, you know that you get to work at 9, you're closing off at 5. But as an entrepreneur, it feels like you have no closing time. You literally work round the clock. So is it the same for you as Cargoplug? Yes, I'm sorry I keep missing your name. But is it the same? Absolutely. Is it the same for you guys, or you have specific times where you work and when you don't work? Do you work round the clock, or how long do you spend on your business per day?
Are you talking about also the team? As in personally?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, let's
So our team, they're available Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. However, on platforms like social media, like Instagram, for instance, customers might send DMs out of office hours, and we do our best to respond, even though it's after working hours. But of course, our website is available 24/7, and it's interactive. Anything you need to know about our services is actually available on our website. You can even have a chat on our website, and you should get a response. Getting a quote, getting an address, you just sign up on the website, and you can get any address anywhere that you want to ship from. Now, back to our own office hours. I think we left office hours in 2013. In 2013.
So you mean I can text you at 2 a.m. now and then you're up to
No, 2 a.m.
I think the team can testify. I can message you at 10. Somebody
Really?
I know somebody
10
said it jokingly.
10 p.m. is still good morning now.
Amma can send me a message at that time. The thing is, I don't know what it is. The brain is continuously working and thinking about, okay, did you remember this customer? Did you remember to do this? What's coming up? So I know personally, I try to have a closing time, but I don't. I've tried, but I'm still working on it. So I'll go into rehab soon.
There's this thing that we call work-life balance. Whether it's work-life balance or there's something else they call it, maybe work-life integration. How do you integrate work?
Because there's really
life?
never a work-life balance,
exactly.
trust me.
So you're out and you're still trying to just network and let people know what you do, because your customers are everywhere. You never know who. As Amma exactly, your customer can just be anybody. You might be speaking to Dami, but you don't know that Dami works at so and so place that needs delivery services. So work never really stops as long as you're awake. I think that's how I would answer it. As long as you're awake, work doesn't stop. In fact, when I'm even sleeping, work is still going on because our goods are coming from everywhere and going to everywhere. So work really continues. But active work, as long as we're awake, we're still working.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So you both spoke on your challenges. I'm sorry I'm still going back to your challenge.
No problem.
Anyway, but it's going to bring me to my next question. So my next question would be, how or when did you break even? Because I'm aware that when you start a business, like you rightly said, you probably start off with your savings, maybe small money from here and there and whatnot. But it doesn't mean that you're going to break even the first year, in fact, that you start a business. So at what point did you guys break even in this business?
I think it was in our 4th year.
Wow.
I remember it because I think we had a profit, so we shared profits in that year. So that was when we did break even. However, since then we have integrated a lot of other things. So we've integrated technology into it, having not raised foreign investments or anything like that. So that has also had an effect on revenues as well. But I would say officially 4 years into the business.
That's still good, because honestly, some businesses don't break even in 4 years. They still struggle. Some are lucky to break even in maybe a year or 2. But not everyone. I think it also depends on maybe what business model you're working with. So I mean, there are actually several factors. But I mean, for a business with 2 Black African women, love it. love it so much. So in your line of business, are there any ethical should I say issues or concerns you have to deal with, and how do you deal with them?
Okay, ethics would speak to just doing business the right way, being honest and transparent in business. Exactly. And transparency, funny enough, is one of our Cargoplug. We're transparent. As I said earlier, we have a package coming in, for instance. So let's say it's 4 kg on the scale and we're billing the customer 18 kg weight. Now, a red flag already goes off in the international office saying this package weighs 4 kg and its volumes to 16 kg or something. Let's say it's a duvet, for instance. And at that point, we contact the customer to let them know. So that's the process of that's one of the examples of being transparent. If there's going to be an additional cost when your goods come into Nigeria, you would know at the port of, before it leaves the country of origin. So we tell you that, there's this extra cost, or we can give an estimate as to maybe it's a special kind of product, so on and so forth. So we're transparent in that regard. If your package weighs 2 kg, or the chargeable weight on your package is 2 kg, you would never be billed 2.5. We stick to whatever it is that we've said. So integrity, as Amma also said, is actually one of our watchwords. Also, with building a sustainable business, we do our best to contribute to some SDG goals. So gender equality, for example. So if somebody was on the job and needs, time off because of pregnancy, for example, those being able to give that person flexible working hours contributes to our contributes to
the SDG goal.
Contributes to gender equality and to doing business the ethical way. Right. She won't be forced to come to work because, your time. We don't enforce the time working hours in that regard.
You are.
Well, the thing is, it's hard, to be honest. I would say it's hard being able to balance being nice with having to show up at work or having to meet the customer's needs, right? It's usually those two things are sometimes at loggerheads because we need the team to be available to meet the customer's needs. Now, thankfully, this example I gave about pregnancy and not being able to work full-time or flexi hours works because this person is not a front-facing member of the team.
Okay, fair point.
Now, through our growth or through our years, we've not had anyone who is front-facing having this problem. Yes, having this
apart
example.
From ourselves.
Yeah. Exactly, apart from ourselves, but we did show up till you couldn't, yeah.
And even then, we were still working.
And even
when we
exactly,
did show up.
Yeah. Exactly. So, things continue to happen, but if we have a point where someone who is front-facing and is needed in the office, and we will probably have to navigate that as it comes along, but we haven't had that instance so far. But then we just do our best. It's hard because we're a small team, so every single person, even if you're a large team, every single person here means something, and everybody contributes to the big picture. So if we have a weak link on a particular day, we need to know how we're going to be able to handle that missing link, and then that's where that's things. There's always a gray area in that regard. Yeah, it's a balancing act, exactly.
All right, thank you so much, Amma and Kike. It's been a very lovely conversation, I must confess. But before we wrap it up here, if you were to speak to a budding entrepreneur right now, what would you be saying to the person? I'd like to hear from both of you.
Into any part of business?
Honestly, any kind of business.
The first thing I always say is separating your business from a hobby. So let's say you want to start selling shea butter, for example. Now, you stumbled on something. You've sold one tub, you've sold the second one, third one, and you can see that people are demanding it. Immediately go and register your business, no matter whatever kind of, even if it's a business name, just have something formal so that when you're communicating with your customers, you are professional. You're not sending them Kikelomo, GT Bank or whatever bank, Kikelomo, Folaogunia bank account. No, send them a proper bank. In fact, now, some of these fintechs are making things easier for us. Exactly. Yeah. So you don't even have to register the business, but at least have a formal channel of taking orders, whether it's a website, own your own platform, don't rely on social media. We have had our page disabled before on Instagram. Jantigidi was disabled for I think 13 days or more. And business had to go on. We had to communicate through our customers because we've built a database of customers. So we send out emails. So emails would always be yours. You would have the backup of the backup of the backup because they came from your website. They came from your backend. They came from your invoicing process, invoicing platform. So how are you able to communicate with customers if your Facebook is down? If WhatsApp disappears tomorrow, have you lost all your contacts? So be professional. In fact, there's too many things. Start lean. That was how we started. It was just two of us. We were not paying ourselves a salary at the beginning. Keep your costs low. Have your bank account. Have an official rate card for whatever you're selling. Whether it's shea butter or you're doing delivery services, everything has a price. Even if it's a bespoke service, you can have from 50K or from 10K or whatever it is. And then, have a proper brand. Starting out, have your logo. Even you can do it free of charge. There's so many tools now. When we started, there was no Canva to design your logo. Now there's something you can use to design your logo. Just have a professional outlook. And then all this, I'm shy. Forget about shyness and put yourself out there, because people want to do business with people. I don't want to do business with a logo or a fancy brand or your brand colors. I want to do business with a person. So put yourself out there, conquer shyness. If you can't do it yourself, get a member of your team that you can put in front of the camera and just put a person or a face to the brand. Those are a few things I would say. Keep your numbers, know what is, track your expenses and your income, know what's coming in and know what's going out. Because we said earlier about opportunities. If there's an opportunity for a loan tomorrow, if there's an opportunity for a grant tomorrow, these are the things they will ask you for. What is the problem you're solving? What was your income 6 months ago? What did you earn in so and so dates? And then you would have to bring your bank statements to qualify. Can you back it up? Or are you using Kike Lomo share butter's money to go and do your hair and to paint your nails and do all those things? Keep business expenses for the business, or rather business account for the business. And then if it means you taking a salary, let it enter your own personal account. So you're not mixing, there's no mixing, commingling of funds. You know what is your business money and what is your own money, and then you can spend accordingly. That way you build something that is of worth.
Thank you, fantastic.
Amma wants to add.
I think one thing I would add is, first of all, you should, people don't see gender. So cut that gender story, or I'm a female, blah, 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 blah. That's something we've had to deal with from the onset. Yes, you're women doing business, okay, but we're doing business, so come correct every time. Make sure you understand the business you're doing to the T. Don't give excuses. Don't show up with excuses. That's something I hate. So you show up and you have an excuse. Just do what you need to do, and that will separate you from the crowd. Another thing will have to be, like Ike said, don't be shy. I'm shy. I'm not camera friendly and all that. But I've learned, and I'm learning. Yeah, I've grown because
you're doing well.
Yeah, I've grown because I've seen that closed mouths don't get fed. You need to show up and open your mouth and say what you're doing. You'll be amazed at how many doors will open up for you as soon as you start talking. So don't keep things to yourself. And then another thing, learn to collaborate with other people. A lot of women that are doing business just think, let me not show them what I'm doing, because nobody cares. At the end of the day, nobody really cares. That's actually the truth. So show up, collaborate with other people, and you can actually build a bigger brand when you start collaborating with other people, as opposed to trying to hold things to yourself. And I think one final thing is open yourself up to investments, but be very careful when you're looking for investment. As women doing business, we've learned from experience that you can't grow a business holding 100% of the business. You have to open it up to investors, so investors can come into the business, pumping capital, pumping experience as well, that can enable you to expand. So learn to give off, but do your due diligence before you allow anybody come into your business.
Okay, fantastic.
I wanted to just lean on to that last point about doing your due diligence about investors. No matter who the person is, or no matter what kind of organization they are, what kind of reputation they have, do your own due diligence, because we almost fell into a trap of, in fact, would have been gone in like year 7 or so.
Wow.
Yeah. So do your due diligence regarding investors, and don't get carried away with the
even
dollars they're throwing at you.
Everyday life.
Exactly.
You can't possibly go about.
You can't marry somebody without asking who is
Not
this person.
Not everybody looks how they look in person,
exactly.
So you have to go in deep and stuff.
Exactly.
All right. So on the final note, if you were going to say maybe one thing to your customers listening to you right now, what would you be saying to them?
I think thank you doesn't cut it. For the last 10 years, and even for where we're going, we know we have customers by our side. There's no day we don't wake up to inquiries. There's no day we don't wake up to transactions. And you can imagine that's for the last 10 years. They've been consistently by our side, putting our names in rooms where we could not even think of walking into, people opening doors for us, even without us knowing. We just get a call from, now CNN reached out to us. We don't know where that came from. But then, you just keep doing what you're doing. And thank you for the referrals, for the feedback. In fact, we recently changed our business model, and was based off of feedback from our existing customers, from potential customers. So people that are just there and, shouting Cargoplug, even when we're not in the room, we're super grateful, and we owe everything to you guys. Aside from God, we owe everything to you guys, and also to our family and our friends, supportive as they come. We're so grateful for allowing us thrive, for allowing us do what we have to do, for allowing us show up at work, and passing the buck to somebody else at home to do this or run this errand because we are pushing Cargoplug. We're so thankful to them for all their support. Thank you.
All right, Amma, what would you like to say to your customers listening to you right now?
Customers, I think you guys said it all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think without you guys, there's no us. So thank you for showing up for us. Thank you for criticizing.
Exactly.
Even the criticism has come in handy and has helped us grow. Thank you for trusting us and enabling us grow our business. So to all the customers, both customers that we don't know and even family members that patronize us almost on a weekly basis, we're super grateful. Thank you.
All right, so that's it, guys. This is still SME Chat with Cargoplug. And for your information, once again, Jan Tigidi is now
Cargoplug!